Hey guys, welcome back to ArtosisCasts. This isn't a part of it like a deep dive or anything like this. This is a wild card for me. This is Artosis taking a personal day. A couple of friends of mine, Scan here, Dewalt over here. Just two guys that I like immensely. They played a couple games on the ladder. I want to see what they look like. Right? I don't need any more explanation than that. I want to see these games, whether I was going to cast them or watch them myself. I mean, you know what? I'll just cast them for everyone. I feel like every time I watch something myself that I was interested in, I mention, like, for instance, people on stream, like, why didn't you cast it for the channel? So here we are. Yeah, so Scan versus Dewalt. Obviously, Scan is pretty heavily favored. Dewalt is very good, continuing to practice really hard. Actually, it was just announced he's going to be playing in a pro tournament in China soon, which is really, really cool. I'm very excited for him. Yeah, that'll also have a few Korean players. Nada will actually be playing there as well, as Movie and Sue, the StarCraft 2 almost Bonjour. And yeah, a bunch of good Chinese players. So that's going to be really exciting. And so I'm sure he's practicing very hard right now. He's going to Nexus first. And then Scan, of course, is Scan. And Scan is... Okay, I was going to say, ooh, are you going to make that Rex? Well, Scan, I don't know what he's going to do here. Scan is starting to show some stability in ASL. He did make that round of 16 in the previous season. And he's in really, really good shape. And you know what was really funny? As I was about to boot this up, I was like, I was just thinking to my head, like, oh, how should I intro these players? Other than like, oh, I like them a lot. I like to talk about people's styles. And then I was thinking about Scan's style and how he is not as distinct style-wise as most Terrans. This is a weird thing, actually, when you think about it. Okay? Because I can name players, and you guys who watch all the time will know. Like, how does Sharp play? It's like, oh, well, everyone knows that Sharp is a bit more aggressive, very fast, really likes vulture play, right? Like, he's more harass-oriented. What about Light? Oh, Light's going to macro and get upgrades and, make one big army and go. And, the thing is, you can go through how about Royal? Royal likes to optimize, What about True? Well, True's pretty aggressive. What about Zealot? Well, Zealot likes Guardian rushes and he's the most aggressive of all. What about Sulky? Well, Sulky has a full range, but he relies on endgame Hive macro a lot. What about Action? Oh, yeah, no, he's a Hive guy for sure, but he also likes bad all-ins. It's so easy to talk about the different styles people have. With Scan, it's actually not as easy. He is kind of like a jack of all trades. And I'm not just saying this because he's my friend. Like, I actually think it's good to have a style that you do that kind of gives you a superpower. But, like, honestly, I've seen so many Scan games, and I can't really come up with, something that I feel like, oh, he's always doing this. And so I was sitting there thinking to myself, wait a minute, is there another Terran like that? Is that like kind of a Flash thing? And it's like, well, no, actually Flash really kind of goes towards SCV optimization more than anything. Like, he has a full range, obviously being the best ever, but he's definitely like, that's kind of like where he really shines, is he's always looking to get out maximum SCV counts and play a macro game. So what is the deal with Scan? Why is he such a chameleon? I can't really explain it too well. He is considered an excellent coach, and not just because he's coached the hardest to coach player ever, me, but like, he's considered an excellent coach by Korean standards as well. He really kind of plays everything. And I was thinking, who else is somewhat like this? And the person that came to mind actually was JYJ. I'm like, yeah, JYJ kind of does everything, doesn't he? I would say actually JYJ's style is slightly more distinct than Scan's, but he kind of does everything. And then I thought to myself, oh, wow, isn't that weird? JYJ and Scan are actually like best friends. Huh. Anyways, I just thought I'd share that with you guys. My kind of realization. Okay. Let's talk about this game a little bit, because I've been following it but not saying anything about it. Now, this was a Nexus first with Forge, which means that you get kind of like a maximal amount of probes. Now, Dewalt is sitting here on 29, and Scan is on 28, and I don't know how that happened. Because normally this build against something like this will get like... You're normally about 7 up, and he's 3 up right now. So that's not nearly as good. He must have skipped a probe or two. But also, Scan, as I was talking, he went 1 Marine CC. So he was able to skip out on some Marine production and thus not skip out on SCV production. So that was actually a really good adjustment by Scan that I actually haven't seen exactly it done like this against Forge Expand. I might have to rewatch this later. Anyways, Scan is coming up for a little bit of a push. He's already gotten siege mode. But Dewalt went 3 gates quickly, so Dewalt should not die to this. Unless he throws away these first 4 units, he should not die to this. What he needs is to wait for 3 more, and like there's no mines or anything. Like this is strong. It is kind of a scary army. But Dewalt can probably deal with this. Like his build is kind of engineered to stop pushes like this. But I'll actually be really excited if Scan just kills him, because it's like, oh, is there hope against this type of Nexus first? All right, he waits for his other Zealot to come back. The other Zealot comes up too. And look, Scan is targeting goons with the tanks and targeting the Zealots with those vultures. So he actually does a pretty good job pushing this back, but Dewalt already dealt with not quite half the push, but almost. The siege tanks are the crux of the push. If it's just Marine Vulture, it's no problem. If you get the tanks, you're good to go. He's almost got mines. Like, Scan is really trying to get those mines done. Restarts the bunker. So Dewalt forces the slow on that. Going into Reaver tech. He does have a Reaver about halfway done. Okay, starts to lay some mines. Very annoying. We don't actually have observers yet. Tries to get that SCV so the bunker doesn't get up. This is a very smart play from Dewalt. It's actually worth a goon or 2 even to stop that from going up. Once the bunker's up, the position becomes so much more entrenched. The bunker is a real problem to deal with. Now, he's going to have that Reaver. I'm sure he already started up his Scarabs. If he can get the Reaver here and push in, he's going to clear this push. Pretty sure. Okay, it seems... What? I'm really surprised he did that move. I thought for sure he was going to dive here and try to get a Scarab there. Okay, bunker gets finished. This is getting pretty bad for Dewalt right now. Scan adding a couple more facts. He has the +1 going. Doesn't have defensive turrets as of yet. Lands the racks. Dude, what a wild push. All right, picks off the Reaver really quickly. Oh, unfortunate. Unfortunate. With the racks landed now, double missile turret, 4 siege tanks. Seems like Dewalt may have missed the window where he might have been able to break this push. I think there was potential for it, but maybe he just didn't pull the trigger. It can be very stressful attacking into tanks that are pre-sieged. Because if you screw something up, it's, you know, the game will basically be over. Another missile turret here. That's a great missile turret, actually. Because this was really the only angle you could come in and get a shuttle in there to really do something. All right, counterplay with that shuttle. By the way, he does have this 3rd Nexus up. No real probes there yet. Like, this is a stretch over here. He's like, maybe. This is like, if he breaks out, that might help him to win the game, right? But, like, I don't think this is going to save him from this. It's not going to make... In fact, it's just not going to make that big difference. Okay, so the Reaver is actually doing some really good work here against Scan. Gets a good amount of SCVs so far. Worker count getting pretty low for Scan. Oh! Don't turbo it. Okay, that's glitching. Oh, Goliaths are out. Okay, so that's done. Not a good sign for Dewalt in this game. He has legs on the way. When legs finish, maybe. Like, especially if you could ferry 8 zealots out and flank with them, that would be really reasonable. There's actually, he doesn't necessarily know, but there's not really good mine coverage back here. Just a little bit on the sides. A lot more vultures and Goliaths coming out. Scan is really, like, his plan seems very good. Like, he really understands what he's doing here. And he's just trying to make this so inefficient. I think he knows that right now it's really hard to push up and kill the Nexus. That would probably be an overextension. Like, maybe you can poke with 1 tank. Because that's what he needs, is he needs Dewalt to attack in. Because that's how you actually end up winning this game, is that Dewalt attacks in and the trade is way in your favor. But the thing is, this, which was super scary a few minutes ago, I mean, we're up at like 11 minutes. Is it as scary now? Well, it's still scary, but like, it doesn't look as invincible as it did, which is funny because he's adding to it. So it's like, well, it should look more invincible, Artosis. Yeah, but as we get later in the game, the supplies go up. Things become easier to break through and stuff, right? All right, bringing quite a few probes over here. He does have the double cannon, so Vulture having a hard time getting in there to get damage. Lots and lots and lots of units coming. Quite a few speed zealots here. Now there's mines all around, and Goliaths too. Jeez. Scan is making this such a hard game. Four goons walking blindly through the map here. Well, Scan catches this the shuttle. The 4 goons going to be cleared pretty easily as well, unfortunately. Okay, here we go. The moment we all been waiting for. You can see how much the bunkers and the building placement in general are really screwing this up. Yeah, going to go ahead and unsiege here so he doesn't just splash damage himself to death. Trying to save that siege chinks, but you know what? All the siege chinks have been cleared. Nexus has been blown up. There is another Nexus down here, but he doesn't completely clear this area, unfortunately. GG is called. You know what? Let's just jump back just for a moment. I do want to take a look at this. Okay, so 2 probes being made. Notice it's the 1 Marine CC right back into SCV production. And let's see, is he cutting some probes here? Just momentarily. Just momentarily. But see, Scan's down 1. There's an SCV. And he's hitting a depot, 23 or 26. So again, for my own personal understanding, I'm looking for here. Okay, see, we're actually entering the realm that I was talking about. Like 5 up, and he actually stopped right there. Like he's getting range and adding 2 more gates. That's what it is. This is what it is. That's kind of interesting. Okay, hold on. I actually want to jump back because I want to see what he scouted that made him want to do that. So I just heard the Zealot die. Huh. Yeah, so the Zealot died, and this was spinning already. It was for mines, right? Oh, wait, no, did he can't? No, that was siege. Right? Okay, here's the Zealot. Runs in. Mines get started. Cancel mines. Huh. Now, I don't actually... But he started this before the Zealot cut in, because I'm trying to calculate here why he cut some probes to get the gates up more quickly. The thing is, the push ended up working out. So, I mean, the early gates probably were a good idea, because if they're later, it would be even harder to stop. But yeah, anyways, I just wanted to take a quick look at that. I have no final decision on these builds right now. This was a cool one from Scan, though, where he faked the mines, because if you see one with add-on, it's like, what you want them to do at that point, by the way, is go Robo. You want Robo quickly off of the gate, because they want to get Observer, because you, like, what you're saying is, I'm going to lay a bunch of mines, maybe I'm going to take a third, and then Protoss needs to get Observers to really do anything. That's like the most standard way to play after expansion against this build, because it's slow because of the cannon. But, yeah, he faked that, and then Dewalt didn't fall for it, but he still died to the push. Huh. So it was like 2 tank, 4 Marine Vulture SCV, and then just Vulture Rally. It's funny, too, because he didn't waste any time getting Vulture upgrades too early. Very cool build from Scan. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. It was definitely a very different build from Scan. I haven't, like, I've seen all sorts of pushes against this type of Nexus first. It's still not completely explored. So I don't know if this is something that'll catch on or not, but kind of an interesting one. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.